Amish approach to potato farming begins with meticulous soil preparation that occurs months before the first seed potato is planted. Unlike conventional farmers who might rely heavily on synthetic fertilizers and mechanical soil amendments, Amish farmers focus on building soil health through organic matter incorporation and natural soil conditioning. They begin by testing their soil using simple but effective traditional methods, often relying on visual inspection, smell, and the feel of the earth between their fingers to determine soil composition and health. This hands-on approach allows them to understand the unique characteristics of each field and tailor their preparation methods accordingly. Soil preparation typically begins in the fall following the harvest of the previous year's crop. Amish farmers spread generous amounts of well-aged animal manure across their fields, primarily from their own livestock, including horses, cattle, pigs, and chickens. This manure serves multiple purposes. It adds essential nutrients to the soil, improves soil structure and water retention, introduces beneficial microorganisms, and increases organic matter content. The manure is often composted for several months before application, allowing it to break down naturally and reducing the risk of burning plants with excess nitrogen. This composting process also helps eliminate potential pathogens while concentrating nutrients in forms that are readily available to plants. After manure application, the fields are plowed using horse-drawn implements, a practice that may seem antiquated but offers several distinct advantages. Horse-drawn plowing creates less soil compaction than heavy tractors, preserving the natural soil structure that is crucial for proper root development and water infiltration. The slower pace of horse-drawn cultivation also allows for more thorough incorporation of organic matter and better soil mixing. Additionally, horses produce manure as they work, continuously adding organic matter to the soil throughout the cultivation process. The timing of planting is determined not by calendar dates alone, but by careful observation of natural indicators that Amish farmers have relied upon for generations. They watch for specific signs such as soil temperature, moisture content, and traditional phenological markers like the blooming of certain wildflowers or the leafing out of particular tree species. This approach ensures that potatoes are planted when soil conditions are optimal for germination and early growth rather than following rigid schedules that may not account for yearly variations in weather patterns. Seed potato selection represents another area where Amish farming practices contribute significantly to the superior quality of their crop. Rather than purchasing certified seed potatoes from commercial suppliers each year, many Amish farmers maintain their own seed stock, carefully selecting the best potatoes from each harvest for the following year's planting. This practice, known as farm-saved seed, allows them to develop potato varieties that are perfectly adapted to their specific growing conditions and climate. Over time, these locally adapted varieties develop enhanced resistance to regional pests and diseases while maintaining superior flavor characteristics. The varieties chosen by Amish farmers often differ significantly from those favored by commercial producers. While industrial potato farming tends to focus on varieties that ship well, store for extended periods, and produce uniform appearance, Amish farmers prioritize flavor, nutritional content, and adaptation to local growing conditions. They commonly grow heritage varieties that have been cultivated for decades or even centuries, many of which have superior taste profiles compared to modern commercial varieties that have been bred primarily for appearance and shelf life rather than flavor. Planting techniques employed by Amish farmers emphasize proper spacing, depth, and soil coverage that promotes healthy plant development. Using horse-drawn potato planters or hand planting methods, they ensure that each seed potato is placed at the optimal depth for the specific soil conditions and variety being planted. The spacing between plants is carefully calculated to provide adequate room for tuber development while maximizing yield per acre. This attention to detail during planting establishes the foundation for healthy plant growth and optimal potato development throughout the growing season. Water management in Amish potato farming relies heavily on natural rainfall, supplemented by careful soil preparation that maximizes water retention and infiltration. Rather than installing expensive irrigation systems, Amish farmers focus on building soil organic matter content that acts like a sponge, holding water during dry periods and allowing excess water to drain during wet spells. They also employ traditional techniques such as creating slight ridges around potato rows that help direct rainfall toward the plants while preventing erosion and water runoff. The cultivation practices used throughout the growing season demonstrate the Amish commitment to working with natural systems rather than against them. Weed control is accomplished through mechanical cultivation using horse-drawn implements rather than chemical herbicides. This approach not only eliminates the cost of chemical inputs, but also provides additional benefits such as improved soil aeration and continued incorporation of organic matter. The timing and frequency of cultivation are carefully planned to maximize weed suppression while minimizing damage to developing potato plants and their extensive root systems. Pest management in Amish potato farming relies on integrated approaches that combine prevention, biological controls, and mechanical interventions. Rather than applying scheduled pesticide treatments, Amish farmers focus on creating conditions that naturally suppress pest populations while encouraging beneficial insects and soil organisms. Crop rotation plays a crucial role in breaking pest cycles, as potatoes are typically grown on the same ground only once every 3 to 4 years. This extended rotation helps prevent the buildup of soil-borne diseases and pests that specifically target potato crops. The inclusion of diverse crops in rotation cycles provides multiple benefits for soil health and pest management. Common rotation crops include corn, soybeans, small grains like wheat or oats, and various forage crops for livestock feed. Each crop contributes different nutrients to the soil, has different rooting patterns that help maintain soil structure, and supports different beneficial organisms. This diversity creates a more resilient agricultural system that is less susceptible to the boom and bust cycles often experienced in monoculture farming systems. Companion planting represents another traditional technique frequently employed by Amish farmers to enhance potato production. They often plant beans, herbs, or other crops alongside or in close proximity to potatoes, creating beneficial relationships between different plant species. Some companion plants help repel specific pests that attack potatoes, while others may improve soil conditions or provide habitat for beneficial insects. This polyculture approach mimics natural ecosystems and creates more stable and productive growing environments. Throughout the growing season, Amish farmers maintain close observation of their crops, walking through fields regularly to monitor plant health, identify potential problems early, and make timely interventions when necessary. This hands-on management style allows them to respond quickly to emerging issues and fine-tune their practices based on current conditions rather than following predetermined schedules. The knowledge gained through this intensive observation is passed down through generations, creating an accumulated understanding of local growing conditions that cannot be replicated through formal education alone. Harvesting practices employed by Amish farmers are timed to optimize both yield and quality rather than simply maximizing production efficiency. Potatoes are typically harvested when they have reached full maturity, as indicated by the dying back of plant foliage and the development of mature skin on the tubers. This timing ensures maximum nutrient content and flavor development, even though it may require more labor-intensive harvesting methods compared to commercial operations that prioritize speed and mechanical efficiency. The actual harvesting process often involves the entire family and sometimes the broader community, creating social bonds while accomplishing necessary farm work. Hand harvesting, or the use of small-scale mechanical harvesters, allows for careful handling that minimizes bruising and damage to the potatoes. Each potato is inspected as it is harvested, with damaged or diseased tubers removed immediately to prevent spoilage during storage. This quality control at harvest time contributes significantly to the superior keeping quality and appearance of Amish-grown potatoes. Storage methods used by Amish farmers rely on traditional root cellars and underground storage facilities that maintain optimal temperature and humidity conditions without requiring electrical refrigeration systems. These storage areas are typically constructed using natural materials and designed to provide stable conditions that extend potato storage life while preserving flavor and nutritional content. The consistent cool temperatures and proper ventilation prevent sprouting and maintain potato quality for months after harvest. The exceptional flavor of Amish-grown potatoes can be attributed to several factors that are direct results of their farming methods. The high organic matter content in their soils provides a steady supply of nutrients in forms that are readily absorbed by plants, contributing to fuller flavor development. The absence of synthetic fertilizers means that plants develop more slowly and naturally, allowing time for complex flavor compounds to develop within the tubers. Additionally, the mineral-rich soils maintained through traditional farming practices contribute trace elements that enhance both flavor and nutritional value. The varieties chosen by Amish farmers have often been selected over many generations specifically for their flavor characteristics rather than appearance or shipping qualities. These heritage varieties frequently have more complex flavor profiles compared to modern commercial varieties that have been bred primarily for uniformity and shelf life. The genetic diversity maintained within Amish farming communities preserves flavor traits that have been lost in many commercial potato varieties. Soil health maintenance through organic farming practices contributes significantly to potato flavor development. The diverse microbial communities supported by organic matter additions create complex nutrient cycling that provides plants with a broader spectrum of available nutrients compared to synthetic fertilizer programs. These diverse nutrient profiles translate directly into more complex and satisfying flavors in the harvested potatoes. The economic advantages of Amish potato farming methods are substantial and contribute to their ability to produce high-quality potatoes at competitive prices. The elimination of expensive synthetic inputs such as chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides significantly reduces direct production costs. While these chemicals can provide short-term yield increases, their cumulative costs often exceed the value they provide, especially when long-term soil health impacts are considered. Labor costs in Amish farming operations are managed through family participation and community cooperation systems that reduce dependence on hired workers. The traditional barn-raising concept extends to many farming activities where community members assist each other during peak work periods such as planting and harvesting. This mutual aid system distributes labor costs across the community while strengthening social bonds and ensuring that all farms receive necessary help during critical periods. Equipment costs are minimized through the use of horse-drawn implements that, while requiring initial investment, do not depreciate as rapidly as motorized equipment and do not require fuel, insurance, or complex maintenance procedures. Many Amish farmers manufacture or modify their own equipment to meet specific needs, using skills passed down through generations and reducing dependence on expensive commercial machinery. The longevity of well-maintained horse-drawn equipment often exceeds that of motorized alternatives, providing better long-term value. Energy costs are virtually eliminated in Amish farming operations that rely on animal power rather than fossil fuels. Horses and other draft animals are powered by crops grown on the farm, creating a closed-loop energy system that is both sustainable and economical. This energy independence protects Amish farmers from fuel price volatility that can significantly impact conventional farming operations. The integrated nature of Amish farming systems creates multiple revenue streams that improve overall farm profitability. Livestock provide manure for crop production, milk and meat for family consumption and sale, and draft power for field operations. Crop production provides feed for livestock, food for family consumption, and cash crops for sale. This integration creates synergies that improve efficiency and reduce external input costs while providing multiple sources of farm income. Market advantages enjoyed by Amish farmers include strong demand for their products based on reputation for quality and traditional production methods. Many consumers are willing to pay premium prices for Amish-grown produce, recognizing the superior flavor and quality that results from traditional farming practices. Direct marketing through farmers markets, roadside stands, and community-supported agriculture programs allows Amish farmers to capture retail prices for their products rather than accepting wholesale commodity prices. The sustainability of Amish farming practices ensures long-term productivity without the soil degradation and input dependency that can plague conventional farming operations. Building soil health through organic matter additions and diverse crop rotations creates a foundation for sustained productivity that actually improves over time rather than declining. This long-term perspective allows Amish farmers to make decisions based on multi-generational impacts rather than short-term profit maximization. Risk management in Amish farming systems relies on diversification rather than insurance and government programs.